beautiful freaking Tuesday, and we are not even going to the club tonight. Oh, remember that song? Club going up on a Tuesday. However it goes, I don't know. But it is going to be a grand old arm day, and I am freaking excited. And I don't know if y'all ever feel this, but my brain is tired. We've just been working a lot lately, just building up the business, and we're freaking obsessed. Like, we're kind of aligning, how obsessed we are with bodybuilding with the business. So that's been a lot of freaking fun. I've been doing, for the past 2 days, getting up around like 5-ish. And so kind of having that earlier start to the day, I can just get a lot of work done. And it's not only productive, but it's also like, it sets the tone for the day. Like my my lady came into the kitchen this morning because we kind of do our, we prep for the day, getting ready for work, and so our paths cross. But I was like, I don't know, I was greeting her pretty energetically. Like, I was like, hey, like, where are you at today? Because we sub, so, we're at different schools every day. And she was just like, I don't know, like, she had just woken up, so, that was kind of on me. I should have read that. I should have been like, let's leave her be for a little bit. But she just asked me flat out. She was like, how do you have so much energy? Like, what are you, what are you doing, kind of thing. And so that's kind of the cool thing, once you set your clock back, so to speak, like as far as your energy goes, you just get used to it. You can adapt to pretty much any freaking thing. Like, if you wanted to go to bed at like 6 p.m. every day and wake up at 2 a.m., you could do it. You could freaking do it, man. I don't know how connected to the world you'll be, but hey, man, if that's your prerogative, then so be it. Freaking get after it. But yeah, so plan for today, big ol' arm day. We got probably good amount of tricep, because I notice I use my bicep a lot in a lot of different things, like just naturally. I mean, even right now, driving, I have to kind of hold up my arms a little bit. So you're kind of using your bicep for just random stuff. Or like, I was holding the clipboard today, it's just random little stuff like that. But it's a lot easier to contract your bicep without thinking about it, as opposed to your tricep. Like your tricep, the only time you really wouldn't think about it is, I don't know, like if you're having to like press something, or like push open a door or something like that. But it's not like you're actively thinking, all right, I gotta contract my entire tricep. But I mean, for biceps, it's not like you're trying to contract the entirety of the bicep. It's just kind of, I don't know where I'm going with this. I feel like with all the stuff we do, we probably use our biceps a little more than our triceps, So, that being said, this is the freaking plan for today. And, I don't know, it's just gonna be fun. Man, it's almost like training has always been the base for me. It's not like, oh God, this is a chore. This is like what I look forward to in the day. This is one of my biggest things that just kind of makes sense with, having fun in general. And I gotta say, like Alex Hormozzi kind of had this thing that he was saying the other day. It was, or I listened to it this morning, and he was basically saying that, anything that you enjoy doing, you're not disciplined if you're not doing the things that you don't enjoy. that makes any sense. So like for lifting and staying on my meals, you know, that's easy for me. That I enjoy that. Now, for like making content for my business, you know, I don't enjoy that as much. But to stay disciplined, I have to stay on it. Like I have to do it, because it's just one of those things that, you know, it communicates all the vital information that's within the business. You know, so it's like a portal for everything that I'm trying to teach people, you know? It's not like, yeah, I mean, that content thing. It's like content is, in a sense, kind of like a classroom. Like you are, you know, you could have, yeah, sure, you could have your funny posts, and you could have like emotionally digging kind of posts. But at the end of the day, like you're an educator in some sense, you know, like you're always teaching people something. Like, stay with me on this. Like even if you're just like, I don't know, you post memes, right? You're teaching people how to, you know, enjoy their day and enjoy the silly little stuff, you know, and like just kind of have a laugh. You know, you're teaching people something no matter what you're doing. So I guess the whole idea of life is like, you know, what do you want to teach at the end of the day? You know, because you could teach anything, and you know, there are good things to teach, bad things to teach, but man, I think it all comes down to like, is this going to help you be healthier, or is it going to help you be less healthy? You know, like it's kind of like that dichotomy. But yeah, I mean, that for me, that's like my crux with my business. There's like a few things that I just don't really enjoy doing. I gotta say, like, content is one of them. And this, I mean, this is still content, but this is easy. Like, this is just, you know, this is just me. You know, it's not really like I'm, you know, writing a script, filming me, and like setting up the perfect lighting with everything, and then editing it, and then actually posting it. I mean, that's like an entire process. With this, you know, I make the long form videos, I splice it together, and I post it. You know, it's not super involved. It's definitely not as involved as some of the educational content that I do. So that's kind of that's on my list as far as what I could be a little more disciplined with. And I'd say another thing is reach outs, you know, like just reaching out to people to see if they need my help. That's another thing, you know, it's not like super enjoyable. Like, sure, I have conversations where it's like, oh man, like we connect, you know, like we relate on a lot of things, or they just have like a super exciting life, or they have like great goals that we can talk about. All that's fine and dandy, but like actually doing it and then, you know, reaching out to like 100 people a day, I guess it's just tedious. You know, it's like it's very much the same thing over and over and over and over again. So, you know, it's kind of interesting how all this works, because essentially what I'm doing with training and nutrition is almost the same thing every day, you know? So it's like, why do I enjoy doing, you know, training and nutrition, and I don't enjoy these other things about the business? Now, don't get me wrong, I freaking love my business, and I love the athletes I work with and everything that goes into it. But like anything, I mean, there's going to be like cons to the pros. And so, you know, it's kind of like one of those things where, what are you willing to suffer for? Because at the end of the day, I love what I'm doing. Like, I love bodybuilding in general, and I love coaching bodybuilding. But there are some aspects of the business that are just not you know, it takes longer for me to find the fun. I guess that's like the best way to put it, because it's not so much like I'm like right away it's like, ooh, this is a lot of fun, you know, like with exercise. Like with exercise, you know, it does take me a few warm-ups to get into it, but it's pretty freaking quick. Like it's just fun, you know, like a lot of what I do in the gym with posing, it's like I can just kind of play around with it. Like it's not like I have to do it. It's like, ooh, like for example, if I have, I don't know, like limited equipment for a cable, and I'm like, man, I usually use this rope for like a rope tricep pushdown, but there are no ropes. Okay, what do I do? Oh, I see 2 handles right there. Cool. Slap them on the same cable, and you can do a pretty similar movement, but then you find new things about the movement, like, ooh, it kind of squeezes this head of the tricep just a little more than if I was using the rope. So it's things like that, where it's like, you know, you do it so many times that you can adapt extremely well. And I think it's the same thing with business, where you have, you know, these things that you do over and over and over and over again, like reach outs, for example. Like you're reaching out to warm leads, cold leads, and you know, you kind of have those things you do over and over and over again, but then, you know, you could tweak the conversations to where it's like, it might be a little more in the best favor for everyone, you know, like you would be helping out the person would be getting to their goals. It's a win-win kind of scenario, but you wouldn't know how to help them really well, and you wouldn't know how to adapt really well if you didn't do it over and over and over again, and you had all of these different references. And so I guess that's the beauty in the mundane. It's just, you know, it seems like the same thing over and over and over again, but that's really where the magic happens. You kind of, you know, you see through the illusion that it's all the same, and then you find the fun, and you find the difference in a lot of it. You know, like, it's like they wouldn't make a video game with 2, like level 1 and level 2 in the video game, but both levels are exactly the same. There'd be no point. They'd both be level 1 or they'd both be level 2. Like, there has to be some difference. So that's kind of the exciting part. You know, you get to have fun with the differences. But anyways, we got, you know, the usual for today: arm workout, forearms, probably going into triceps, and then a little bit of biceps. So we're almost freaking there, and yeah, let's just get in there and get after it. Alright, so this workout has been freaking gnarly in a good way, and I guessed right. We're doing a little more bicep heavy this time, but I'm enjoying it, and I think that's, you know, kind of comes with the territory since it's a little more of my strong suit. But that being said, we're gonna go freaking ham on this last set of skull crushes because my triceps need this love. But we're gonna be doing something not quite as heavy as like 100%, but we're gonna be getting close to it. So let's just go freaking nuts. That was freaking good. Let's get something to burn it out now. Oh. 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 Boom. Alright, that's good. All we have are cable curls now, and then I think that's about freaking it. Might hit another set of triceps just because, like I said, it needs a little more love, so let's go get into it.